United States President Donald Trump has once again stirred controversy, and this time by suggesting that American citizens convicted of violent crimes should be imprisoned, not within the US, but in El Salvador. This idea, if pursued, could represent a radical shift in how the US justice system functions and raises serious legal and constitutional issues. Trump reportedly told El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele that he did need to build 5 more mega prisons to house the kind of criminals that he wants to send there. Well, these remarks may sound extreme, but they reflect a broader and more aggressive approach that the Trump administration has taken towards crime and immigration enforcement. These remarks may sound extreme, but they reflect a broader and more aggressive approach that the Trump administration has taken towards crime and immigration enforcement. This development reveals deep tension between politics and legal framework. At the heart of the matter lies the US Constitution, which clearly states that American citizens, specifically those born in the country, cannot be deported or forcefully removed to another nation. Deportation is strictly a tool for immigration law applicable only to non-citizens. And this is why immigrants, specifically undocumented ones or those with criminal records, have been sent to countries like El Salvador, even if they aren't from there. Trump has taken pride in building relationships with leaders like Bukele, who have been criticized globally for human rights violation, but praised by some for drastically reducing crime in El Salvador. In a symbolic move, Trump's administration even deported alleged gang members and undocumented migrants to El Salvador's mega prison, one of the harshest in the world, known for overcrowding and strict military-style discipline. However, trying to apply the same strategy to US citizens could be unconstitutional. The question arises why is this proposal likely illegal? For one, the Constitution guarantees all citizens due process and protection from cruel and unusual punishment. Sending citizens to a foreign prison without trial or legal redress could violate these basic rights. Moreover, the US has no legal mechanism to forcefully send citizens to another country, unless under a formal extradition treaty, which only applies when a person has committed crime abroad, not domestically. In addition, the First Step Act, a law signed by Trump himself in 2018, requires federal inmates to be housed close to their families, ideally within 500 meters, to ensure social and family support. Sending them thousands of miles away to another country would directly contradict this particular law. Interestingly, the Trump administration is said to be exploring legal loopholes. One such idea involves stripping citizenship from naturalized Americans, those who weren't born in the US but gained citizenship later on if they are found guilty of fraud during the naturalization process or if they support terrorist organization. Once their citizenship is revoked, they could be reclassified as green card holders and thus become eligible for deportation. While this group is relatively small, it signals a very dangerous precedent, weaponizing legal technicalities to bypass core constitutional protection. The bigger issue here isn't just legal, it's moral and political US courts, including the Supreme Court, that has already pushed back. Justice Sonia issued a warning that government's logic could actually allow not just immigrants but American citizens to be snatched from their homes, put on planes, locked away in foreign prisons with no resource. One such case involves a Maryland man. His name is Kilmar Gracia, who was wrongly deported to El Salvador despite having protection from removal. The court ordered his return, but both Trump and Bukele reported to refuse to comply. Now, these kind of actions not only challenge the US legal norms, but also strain America's global image as a defender of human rights. Now, from an Indian perspective, where rules of law, constitutional democracy, and diaspora concerns are heavily valued, this proposal could seem both shocking and insightful. Now, for Indians who are living in the United States or those planning to migrate, such discussions could also serve as a reminder to stay informed about shifting immigration landscape and civil liberties in their host countries. In the end, Trump's desire to imprison US citizens in a foreign country may appeal to certain political bases, but it is fraught with legal impossibilities and ethical concern. It's not just policy debate, it's a fundamental question about what it means to be a citizen, what rights are non negotiable, and how far a government can go in the name of national security. While the idea may not come to pass anytime soon, it opens up a much larger discussion about the future of law, punishment, and international cooperation in a world that increasingly polarized.